Warcraft is one of the biggest franchises in the fantasy world at this point, with a history of more than 25 years. A journey started with the RTS games with a smaller and simpler idea. The clash between orcs and humans evolved into a big narrative plot in years thanks to World of Warcraft. And throughout the years, I think a question of the lore of Warcraft has been missed or not stressed enough. What stands at the core of Warcraft's story at this point? From the very first RTS game to our current era. How did it evolve? Was it about the Horde and the Alliance? Or something more? The Burning Legion maybe? Or the Titans and Azeroth at the center of everything? So, let's dive in. In one of my recent videos, I have discussed how Blizzard should approach the story in the future. You can watch it after this video to understand my point fully. But long story short, I stand for a balance between the cosmic narrative and the grounded story. A style of storytelling where the threat of the Black Empire is actually the most dangerous one, and we should always be reminded of this fact. In the comments section, WolfGR33D mentioned the fact that he started playing World of Warcraft for one reason alone: the conflict between the Horde and the Alliance. Now, after Battle for Azeroth, I see lots of people are tired of this endless, pointless war between the factions. Because, yes, back in the RTS days, it made sense having two factions constantly at war with each other. But in WoW, it cannot work like that, due to a very simple reason. In a war, there must be a victor, and in WoW, there cannot be a victor in a faction war. It's impossible. Yes, Alliance won both war fronts back in the day, but, for example, one faction cannot wipe out the other. Because every single race in each faction has been played by millions of players. So, a war with a proper ending could never happen in WoW. They dealt with it the simplest and most logical way: an armistice. Alliance doesn't like Horde, Horde doesn't like Alliance. But there is no reason anymore to have an all-out war between the factions ever again. The simplest lesson we could get from BFA: each time factions have a conflict, the old gods get the upper hand nonetheless. In Vanilla WoW, it was Khotun. In Wrath of the Lich King, it was Yogg-Saron. In Mists of Pandaria, it was Visharsh. And in Battle for Azeroth, it was N'Zoth. So, everything may have started with a simple idea of clash between orcs and humans. It's far bigger now, inevitably. So, can it be Legion? Can we say, can I argue that at the core of Warcraft for many years stands the Burning Legion? Let me explain. The very first time the factions had to fight against something else together was the Burning Legion itself. It was also the time when the lore of Warcraft had been slowly expanded into a little more cosmological version. After the introduction of Warcraft 3, the Frozen Throne, and Vanilla WoW, we have learned about the Titans, the Old Gods, etc. So, the thing is, Archimonde and Kil'jaeden, the two biggest lieutenants of the Burning Legion, were the reason why the other three core factions of Warcraft have been shaped, besides the Legion: the Alliance, the Horde, and the Scourge. Well, they did not mean to form the Alliance, but it happened. Kil'jaeden, in an effort to destroy the fleeing Draenei and Velen, led to the creation of the first barbaric orcish horde, and then utilized it to invade Azeroth, so it could weaken Azeroth until the Legion finds a way to invade Azeroth once again. Well, his plan somewhat backfired when he unintentionally led to the forming of the alliance against the Horde. You see, the factions you are a proud member of exist because of the Burning Legion. And then, Kil'jaeden of course led to the creation of the Scourge and the Lich King. On a wider perspective, tossing the unfinished Shadowlands lore aside, the Legion was also the reason for Arthas's fall into the darkness and the creation of one of the most iconic villains of WoW. Also, through Xevious, they unintentionally helped Yogg-Saron to spread the Emerald Nightmare and even utilized the Emerald Nightmare itself during the Legion expansion. You see, the Legion kicked off the core events of Warcraft's story, and it was the first cosmic lore we witnessed during Warcraft 3. And do I believe the Burning Legion has been completely wiped off? No, I actually don't. You can check out this video for a more detailed explanation, but in short, Sargeras is still out there. The remnants of the demons who are still loyal to the Legion, Manoroth for example, are still out there, and actually neither Kil'jaeden's nor Archimonde's fate are certain. So, in my opinion, the Burning Legion was at the center of Warcraft lore due to the huge influence upon the story. But I think the current writer team has another idea. I believe at this point and forward, the core of Warcraft's story will be all about the sleeping titan of Azeroth herself, and thus the titans. Yes, we have the first ones, and they will and should be the greatest mystery of the game that should be explored in the many expansions to come. We are Azeroth's children, and I believe, especially with BFA and Shadowlands, Blizzard put Azeroth at the center of the story in the cosmic lore, and with Dragonflight to the grounded lore. Our home for most of the player base, Azeroth is a second home, isn't it? Yes, the Alliance and Horde are still not friends. There are still cosmic threats to deal with. There is the biggest threat of the Warcraft lore, the Hour of Twilight, thus the Black Empire, and there are the remnants of the Legion. But I believe all of these aspects will be placed on the background as we will explore the story of Azeroth herself. I sincerely hope that Dragonflight will be a history lesson expansion. There are lots of grounded mysteries to uncover. The secrets of the Primalists, the Elementals, and their possible connection to Galakrond and the Old Gods. What secrets have been kept by the Titans that they did not want us to uncover, for example. The history of Azeroth. There will be lots of secrets to uncover in the expansions beyond. I hope Blizzard won't waste every idea in Dragonflight, but I believe if handled well, Dragonflight will be an expansion with 4 or even 5 patches, with lots of Azeroth lore. And that's all for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree? Which idea stands at the core of Warcraft's story, and in which direction Blizzard should go forward? If you liked the video, please comment and subscribe. I am only 27 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, so that would be a great help. Until next time, see you.